What's up, Movie Club? So this week we watched Escape from L.A. Escape from L.A. came out in 1996, and it stars Kurt Russell, Steve Buscemi, Stacy Keach, Peter Fonda, Cliff Robertson. If you watch this movie, it's a good amount of people you probably recognize. Now, this movie is actually a sequel to Escape from New York. It follows Snake Plissken around. He is called upon the United States once again to recover a potential doomsday device. This time he's in L.A., as the previous one he was in New York. L.A. is actually now pretty much a super prison. It's pretty much like a new Alcatraz, if you will. An earthquake split it up, and now all the criminals are put there. They have the choice of death or getting sent to L.A. Coming off Escape from New York, I always thought Escape from LA would be cool. I kind of watched them back to back, but I watched Escape from New York first and Escape from LA, and you think that they're very, very close, but Escape from New York came out in 1981. This one came out in 96. It's 15-year difference, and they look like they're the same quality type movie. My preference is to the Escape from New York. They have a lot of jokes and gags from the Escape to LA one, but if you haven't seen New York, you won't understand them. This movie seems like it's inferior when you compare it to Escape from New York. They have some ridiculous scenes that I feel like didn't need to be in there, but I like the overall concept of it. I like that they made it a super prison. It's almost like a new Alcatraz. Everybody that does anything wrong is sent to this little island that's guarded all the time. But of course, somehow they always get these powerful devices. This time they get the powerful doomsday device because the president's daughter went over there because she was pretty much rebelling and being a dumb bitch. This is the second time Snake has been put in this position where he goes and he has to go rescue somebody or get something. And if he does it, he gets his freedom. Now, obviously, it didn't work out so well the first time because he is back at it again. They got him again to do the same kind of thing. Sneak in and go do something in this highly hostile area. Now, when Snake gets to the island, he meets all these secondary characters. I mean, I was watching the movie and in the beginning it said Bruce Campbell, and it's an older movie, so obviously the credits are at the very beginning. They tried to hide Bruce Campbell's character behind a mask, like a plastic surgeon fucked up kind of face, but you can't hide that, Chan. Seriously, come on. I wish he would have had a bigger part, but honestly, he was just a minor character that happened to run into Snake, and then, of course, Snake gets away. Snake meets a girl, and she's talking to him, and then she dies. It's just these countless characters that he meets that don't matter to the story, they don't matter to the push, really, but they're just thrown in there so he can just Snake can just be an asshole and get away somehow. So this movie is kind of built up on all of these crazy fight scenes. It reminded me of the Family Guy skits where Peter is always fighting a big chicken. He comes in on a glider once, you see him surfing, he's on a motorcycle, he just does all these weird run-ins where he's trying to fight the bad guy, and it's supposed to be funny and it's supposed to be cheesy and you get it's supposed to be like an 80s kind of thing, but come on, it was almost too much and I just didn't care, and I thought it was stupid. I mean, this guy conveniently shows up with a surfboard so Snake can get on there and surf this stupid pike because the tide came in and he can get the bad guy. It's too much for me. Another one is where he almost dies. They kind of had the same thing in Escape from New York, but it was actually like a fight scene where he was fighting this guy and they both had bats and they were in a ring and they were trying to kill each other. They kind of had this in here. They tried to do it, but they did it the dumbest way, which was you have to make 10 shots with this basketball and if you don't, we'll kill you. The only thing I found cool about that was I found out that Kurt Russell actually did do that. He was practicing between takes because he wanted to make them all himself, even the full court one he actually made. Another scene that bothered me in this movie, which didn't make any sense to me, was these 4 guys that came to kill Snake and he's like, whoa, let's do Shanghai rules and pick up this can, throw it up in the air, and nobody's allowed to shoot until it hits the ground. So of course he throws it up in the air and he kills them all. And it was a very Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark type moment where the guy is showing off with his sword and stuff and he just shoots him. That was funny and comical. This was just dumb. I don't see why they just didn't kill him. It seems like most people in this movie know who he is anyways, and he shouldn't be trusted, and they should have just killed him. The one scene that I really liked in this movie, and I just don't even know why it came into my head, but Steve Buscemi, Kurt Russell, and Pam Grier are all in one scene. I was all, oh cool, those 3 people were in 3 different Tarantino movies, and I thought that was cool. That was probably the only cool part of this movie that I actually liked. I like the premise of the movie. It could really use a reboot. When you make a movie, a sequel, and it's 15 years later, and you rely on the same graphics that were used to make the first movie, I don't understand that. As I was trying to watch it, I fell asleep because I just didn't care. I might enjoy this movie if I was drunk, I think, but being I was sober, I didn't like this movie. I understand what it was trying to do, but I didn't like it. For people that didn't like this movie, watch Escape from New York. It's 10 times better. For the people that did watch this and liked it, watch Escape from New York anyways, and you'll get a couple of the jokes that they put in there. Overall, I didn't care for this movie. I wouldn't watch it again. Overall, I think this movie is just an entire shitfest. Kurt Russell's an amazing actor, and he couldn't even save this film. But that's my thoughts on the movie. I can't wait to see what you guys think. I can't wait to see what we do next week, and I'll talk to you later, Movie Club. Bye.